once again, we are back. And this time, we're going to do it right. I wanted to make a Skype call because I felt it in my heart that the first one that I made was just not hitting on all the points that I wanted to make, and I feel like my message did not come across the way that I wanted it to, and I feel like the verbiage wasn't right, things wasn't correct, bad timing, I did not release it at the right time. I felt like I aided to the narrative of them splitting up and dominating separately and one against the other, and I just didn't like that, so I privated the other Skype call, and I'm back again to redo this, and especially after what happened on Twitter last night with Chloe. I want to start this Skype call off by saying there will be no Chloe and Halle slander in the comments at all. If you have opinions about Chloe and Halle, you feel like Chloe is doing too much, or you feel like Halle's not doing enough, or you feel like she's doing too much, however you may feel negatively, please not comment below. This Skype call is about uplifting the girls and these new artists, because technically they will be new artists when they do separate and make separate things. And I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about the future, and I want to talk about how we always, as a society, including myself, talk about women's bodies as if it's some type of, product, or it's all that women may have. That's becoming a very tired trend. Me, myself, in the past, I have talked about, this is not an apology video, by the way, but me, myself, in the past, I have talked about women's bodies around 2018, 17, 16, when I was first getting started with YouTube and really becoming a name on YouTube. I was very sharp at the mouth, and I used to talk about women's, bodies and just talk about how, their plastic surgery, and they would be too fat, too skinny, and I don't know who I thought I was at the time, but girl, let's talk about it. So for my younger self, I do apologize because that was tired. I don't get into that. I don't think like that anymore. I've since myself gone through a complete body transformation, so I understand the severity of talking about bodies and maybe body shaming and just talking about people's bodies in general, celebrity or not. And I also want to say I'm proud of both ladies, by the way. I'm proud of both what you've done separately and together. Right now, you ladies are going into your own creative, separate ventures, correct? With that being said, Halle, you are filming a movie right now in London, Little Mermaid, which is sick, and you guys just started filming, I think, today, so congratulations. By all means, be safe. Up the road, girl, don't let us down, honey, which I know you won't. And a whole new world! Bring a whole new world with this role, sis. And Chloe is coming out with music soon, solo. Now, I said in my last Skype call that she needed to go solo, and I want to rephrase that. I do still feel like Chloe is going to be amazing solo, and I think that her being solo is going to be amazing. And I think her being solo is needed in the music community, in the music industry. And I think it came off as if I was saying she needed to go solo and break away from Halle because Halle and Chloe is just not it. And I'm like, no, that's not. Let me rephrase that. What I meant by saying that she needed to go solo was Chloe is so talented and musically inclined that when she does decide to make her own music, it is going to be so revolutionary in my opinion, and I think it's going to be so magical, and I think it's needed for the music industry. So is Halle though. I think Halle by herself is needed also. I think Halle's voice acoustically is one of the best, if not the best, female artists out there that can blow acoustically down. One of the best female writers out. I think Halle by herself is needed in the industry also. I wanted to make sure my point is clear when I say that these girls do need to go solo because Chloe and Halle together have been magical and they've made magical moments, but these girls are growing up and we've watched them grow up, and which is why I think this whole body thing with Chloe has blown out of proportion. And I want to clarify this. I don't think there's nothing wrong with believing in each sister, how you may feel. As long as you realize that they are sisters and they are a unit and they are family. They're not band members, they are family. If you are more interested in one's journey than the other, that is okay. That does not mean you need to slander the next one, but I think you should respect both of them. But if you are interested in maybe one's journey than the other, that is completely okay. They're artists. You may identify more than the other. You may relate more to one than the other. That is okay. And I felt like some people were trying to make it seem like it wasn't okay to like one or the other. But on the backside of that, you do need to respect both of them because they are sisters and they came up together in this industry together. And without one, there would not be the other. Does that make sense? I think the comparison of black women and just women in the industry in general is so normalized in society from way back when. And I think that we've gotten so used to that normality that it's almost just like, well, why are y'all mad that I compared them? Or why are you so mad that I said this? And it's like, well, girl, because they're human. So you shouldn't be doing that? In my opinion, I think that we have gotten so comfortable too comfortable almost, you know? And I think even with myself, I feel like there's so many things about women that I'm still learning. And I think I'm so passionate about women and black women because I was raised by black women in my family. I have so much respect and I uphold so much respect for black women, which is why I am always talking about women. And I'm always talking about women in general. And I want to piggyback off that and say, I often listen to women musicians more than men musicians. And that's just that. In my opinion, I feel like women work harder in the music industry. And that's just my opinion. I feel like women in the music industry is what sells the music. And stepping into the artist realm myself, I have more respect, trust me. Making a song and making an image and making a sound is so hard. So when you put that piece of vulnerability out to the world and you get scrutinized for it, for being vulnerable or for being too sexy or being too smart or being too full of yourself, it's shut down. And it's really targeted towards women and particularly black women. I think the whole thing about Chloe being overly sexual was something from haters in my mind. I think because we've been so used to them being good girls, quote unquote, but it's just like, how do we really know if you don't know how they are behind the scenes, you know? If Chloe is coming out feeling comfortable with her body, feeling wonderful to dance, feeling like she's empowered to show off her curves on her body, then why do we feel like we're overly sexualizing her? I think it's even an honor that we even think that she's sexy. I think that it's an honor to think that we feel like she is the epitome of this is what sexy looks like. On the other side of that line, some people take it to a derogatory sense. And so then slander comes out and you call this girl all types of names. Compared to her sister, then you look at her sister and you say, well, she's not doing that. So clearly, this is what you should be doing. This is how it should be. Or, well, if Chloe can do this, why Halle can't do that? And it's like, well, they're two separate people. Ooh, they're two separate people. They're two separate people. They're two separate people. They have two different artistries. And I think we have to learn to accept that. Halle is stepping into one of the biggest roles of her career, Little Mermaid, which we all need to be at the theater supporting and being there and buying a ticket, honey, and make sure you're there. But so is Chloe stepping into acting too. She's doing a horror movie, which is sickening. So we need to be at the theater supporting and do whatever we need to do, stream it, whatever we need to do to be there to support. But on the same flip side, Chloe is stepping into music by herself. That's not to say that her and her sister would never make music again. They're needed. They are a beautiful duo. The harmonies that we fell in love with these girls for, they only could do it together. So they're going to need to come out with some music again. So I'm going to need y'all to work on that too. Chloe has the right to express herself, loves. Chloe has the right to do so. Chloe has the right to get on live. If she want to go on live and shake her ass to kingdom come because she is proud of her ass, maybe she did a good workout that day. If she wants to go and windy waist because maybe she ate a good salad and she feels a little flat in the tum-tum. If that's how she feels, by all means, do it. Because I'm here for it. You know why? Because Chloe is more than her body. Chloe is more than her body. Chloe is so much more than just a sexual symbol. It's a wonderful feeling to be idolized as a sexual symbol. But this girl is an artist. She's a vocalist. She's a producer, a writer, an actress. They have so much more to offer than their bodies. And Halle also. Just because Halle expresses herself differently does not mean she's less than. And I want to make that a very big clear. Just because Halle is not doing the things that Chloe may be doing does not mean she's any less of an artist or a sex symbol. Because let me tell you something. Halle can express however she wants to express, but let me tell you something also, that baby is under a Disney contract, okay? And when you under a Disney contract like that, all that hippie windedy waist and doing the silhouette challenge and the busted challenge, baby, I got the Disney said I can't do that one. I'm speaking out the side of my neck, but I'm sure if she was not in a Disney contract and about to inspire millions of children, I'm sure that she would probably do the busted challenge or the silhouette challenge because she's sexy. But right now, she's in a different artistry. She's in a different wave right now. Chloe is expressing herself because she wants to do that. That's okay. And I think that's the common thing when people come out together, because when people come out together and you put them together in one unity, when they do go about different paths and careers and stuff like that, we do tend to compare the two because they came out as a unit. Does that make sense? And I feel like you either need to support them or just don't talk about them at all. Because one, when they do go into these two different paths of their careers, they're going to be new. It's going to be a new experience for them, a new experience for us, because it's new for them because they had each other for all this time. It's new to us because we get to see them two individually. And that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to make sure that we support these girls individually, but also together. Also support the individuality between both girls. One is not going to be the same as the other. You know what I mean? And just because one is not doing the same as the other one does not mean either one is less than. And that's all I have to say. And I think Chloe is going to be one of the best and the most fire girls in the industry. Yeah, I said it. I actually did. I think she's going to be a threat in the industry to a lot of people. And I don't take that back. I think she's going to be a threat. I think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this industry by herself, because look what she did with her sister. Let's talk about it. I can say that because look what she's done with her sister, not because she whined and de-waste on Instagram, honey. It's because if you know their discography, Chloe is a beast. And that's how I know Halle is going to slay, eat up this Little Mermaid role, because have you heard their discography? So I'm not basing off my judgment off of Instagram posts or splitations of the Instagrams. I'm basing it off of what we've already seen from these girls. And that's just how I feel. That's how I feel. I think we need to support both equally. I think if anything, we should continue to support both of them equally. And I think we also should continue to support their artistry separately and together. So I wanted to make sure I made this message very clear without comparing them to anybody else in the industry, without comparing them to each other, or saying that one is less than the other. So that's all I got to say. I'm done. I'm stepping up out of it. I'm going to hold any other opinions until the projects and stuff is released and we got more to go off of, and we'll talk about that then. But until then, I'm here for both of the girls. And I hope you are too. All right, Toddlers, I love you guys for watching as always, and I thank you so much for picking up this call one more time. And I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, I'm going to go listen to my girls, actually. I'm going to listen to Angali Awa. I'll catch you on that side, girl.